All righty, folks. So we have teased a free event September 20th and 21st, out of state investing. Rock stars like Tarek from Flipper Flop, Pace Morby, Kathy Fetke, myself. You know what we're going to do here, folks? We're going to get straight from the host. Full day one, full day two agendas, times, speakers, solely. First, congratulations for having this vision. And I want to just say the guts to just go after it because that's just amazing. Truly inspirational. So shout out to you.
Shout out to you, Michael, for coming to speak at it too. Thank you. And for having me on your channel. I'm really excited to be here again. Okay, so agenda. So it's 2 days. It's September 20th and 21st. It goes from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we're going straight. So we have a jam-packed schedule. On September 20th, we start off with me, and we're going to talk about 3 reasons why you should be investing in real estate. I really want to set the scene here and introduce people to the benefits of real estate investing and some of the benefits to investing out of state. Because a lot of people will think, well, why not? Why should I just not invest in my backyard? So I'm going to really talk about that. And then we have our big headliner, Tarek El Moussa, who's going to be talking about prospecting for out-of-state deals. So he has flipped 800 plus houses, but he also has invested out of state. A lot of people don't know that his first investments were out of state. So he's going to be talking about how he's actually found those deals in other markets. I'm really excited for that session. After that, we have a strategy showdown. I thought it'd be really fun to pit some of my good friends against each other. And so we have, do you know Sarah Weaver?
Yeah, I know the name. Yeah.
Sarah Weaver is a midterm rental expert. And then we have Sam Prim, who people might know him as Sam Faster Freedom from Instagram. He has a really big following. He's a team long-term rentals.
Go Sam!
And then we have my friend Rob Abasolo, who's team short-term rentals.
Ooh, look at you.
I know. So we're going to have a strategy showdown to talk about the most profitable niche to get started investing: long-term, midterm, or short-term rentals.
How much time do you have for that session?
We're going to show down in 1 hour.
Oh, wow. So that'll be sharp.
I'm really curious to see how many people in the comments, like who will be rooting for who, because I feel like short-term rentals and midterm rentals are really hot right now. And long-term rentals are like the stepchild.
Long-term rentals, I can tell you right now, long-term rentals are what your dad did, right?
Yeah.
Short-term and midterms is what all the cool kids are doing now. Yeah. But I'll take the sure path to wealth and less headaches. I'm team long-term, obviously.
All right, we'll have to see who wins there. That'll be really fun. And then after that, we have Tommy Thornburg. So he's the CEO of Prime Corporate Services, and he's going to be talking all about asset protection entity structure. So if you're ever wondering, that sounds like fancy words, but do I need an LLC to start investing? That would be the session that you would want to attend. It's going to cover all things asset protection and entity structures from someone who's helped. I forgot, he told me how many. It was like 160,000 entrepreneurs structure their entities. I know, insane. So we're going to learn from an expert there. And then we have yours truly, Michael Super, speaking from 12 to 1 p.m., talking about deal analysis. So all things building a buy box, how to actually find what a good deal is, how to distinguish what a bad deal is, and how that helps you take action faster. So I'm really excited for that one as well. I feel like that is something that a lot of people kind of jump over, building your buy box. They just skip to analyzing deals, and then they fall into so much analysis paralysis because they don't know what they're looking for. So I think you're really going to clear that up.
Hope so.
Yes. And then after that, we have Amy Majuri and Sasha Smith. If you run into them on Instagram, they're talking all things raising private capital. So the two of them together have raised over $50 million. And Amy has also been on HGTV as well. So they're going to talk about how to basically generate profit with using none of your own money, whether that's for flipping, for syndications, for multifamily, for single family, all across the board. What strategies are useful for finding private lenders, negotiating deals, what paperwork you need to actually secure those deals. I think that'll be a really tactical session for anybody who might be a little bit more advanced and looking to scale their portfolio.
Like it.
And then we have one more on September 20th. I know, I feel like we've just been going down the list.
It's a full day, yeah. I'm tired just listening.
And you can also pick and choose which ones you feel like are most relevant to
Of
you. You
course.
can always pop in and pop out. And all the recordings, if you register, they're going to be sent to you. So even if you can't attend live, make sure you at least register
Nice.
so that the recordings are sent to you and you can kind of watch it on demand. So the last one on September 20th is finding off-market deals. So we have an expert from PropStream who is going to be sharing
Mm,
how, if you want to go, not through traditional MLS with an agent, how you use certain filters to find off-market deals, how to contact those people, whether it be through direct mail or cold calling, how to skip trace those numbers. Also might be maybe a little bit more of an advanced session as well. How you can filter. PropStream is it's like the most powerful database for information, but I know a lot of people can kind of feel overwhelmed by how much data there actually is on there. You have to
yeah.
know how to use the filters. And so he's going to show you from a very basic standpoint
Hmm.
what are some basic filters for finding deals, and then also kind of feeds into tomorrow, but creative financing, how to find deals that could work for creative financing, whether that be sub to or seller financing, how to identify that specific list so that you can identify more creative deals in this market. So that is
Yeah,
all
that's just day one.
day one. That is day one, September 20th.
Well, first, kudos to you for getting those rock stars, putting together agenda that makes sense, complementing mindset and tools. Um, Very well done. I don't know how you're going to top day one with day two, but let's see what you got.
It might. Day two
It
might
might.
have to. So again, it's September 21st. We're going to start out with a session. I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that you should avoid for your first out-of-state investment. And then we're also going to do some free giveaways. And so I know everybody loves giveaways. And that'll be first thing in the morning. Following that is going to be Pace Morby. So again, we're talking about $0 down investing, how to build your portfolio with no banks, no credit, no money. So sub to seller financing, it's been a really hot topic right now. And I know that people are loving this strategy because interest rates are so high. So he's going to basically open kimono, give all of his strategies, and we're also going to have a time for Q&A. So if
Mm.
you want to bring your questions, he's going to probably talk for 30 or 40 minutes, and then he's going to have 15 to 20 minutes where everyone can submit their questions and we'll just do like rapid fire Q&A.
Oh, I love that. Right. Think about the opportunity to ask Pace Morby a question. That guy's pretty busy. So
He's super
yeah.
busy.
Yeah. Very
Yes,
good.
I'm grateful that he agreed to talk at my conference. Next we have Dave Myers. So I find that he's also a host on the Market, Bigger Pockets podcast, and a lot of people's biggest problem hurdle when they're starting investing out of state is they can't find a market. It's like
Mm.
how do you pick and choose from thousands of markets in the country? How do you know what's right for you? And so he's going to be talking about what kind of metrics you should look out for, how to use your competitive advantage to kind of narrow down to just one market that you should start, which market is right for you to get started. We can talk a little bit more about like appreciation versus cash flow oriented states. What kind of areas should you be looking for according to your goals? So he's going to be covering all of that. Going to be very actionable. I really hope that everybody who comes to that session kind of leaves knowing like at least the tactical steps to choose their market, and they can leave that call, take notes, and actually choose it afterwards. And then we have a kind of related session afterward. We have some of my friends started this company called Bright Investor, and it's a software for market data. So I don't know if you've ever tried analyzing a market. I know I have for a lot of my students as well. And you're looking at like population growth, job growth. You're looking at how many industries are crime rates, this, unemployment rates, blah, blah, blah. And you have to look at like 10 or 12 different sites. So you got like
Sure.
8 to 12 tabs open. And so they basically created a software where everything is in one place. And so they're going to be talking about the hows of how to find market metrics and then how to also interpret them so that you
Mm.
can basically use this one tool to kind of, it's like GIS based, if you know what GIS is, to kind of layer
Oh
maps on
yeah.
top of each other to make better decisions
Oh, I like
about
it.
the markets that you invest in and the neighborhoods that you invest in. So it goes even more granular. If you're
Mm.
looking at, say, Cincinnati as a whole, the MSA is massive, right?
Right.
But if you're looking for certain markets and neighborhoods, zip codes to narrow into, what kind of levers can you kind of pull to understand that data and identify the neighborhoods that fit your strategy? So I think that's going to also be such a good follow up to Dave Myers's because
Yeah.
it's not, we start at a big, massive scale. How do we take the US and get into 2 or 3 different markets? And then we follow it up with how do we narrow that down to one? And then how do we get that into 3 or 4 zip codes that make sense for you?
I like it.
Then after that, we're talking about building your team. And so that's kind of the next logical step. I know I also have a course, and that's kind of exactly how I like build, pick your market, build your team. Who are the people that you need to be successful out of state? I know we had a video kind of about this. Now I kind of give people a preview. It's not the core 4, it's the core 5. And
Yeah.
that last member is the most important member. And so I'm going to be talking about how you can
Definitely.
start building your team out of state and who is the one person that you should start with to be successful with all of the rest. So I'm going to talk about that. And then after 12 to 1, we have Jesse Vasquez, and he's going to be talking about midterm rentals. I actually put a poll out on my Instagram and said, what is the last topic that you guys want to hear about in this summit? And they all said midterm rentals.
Yeah,
What about
midterm rentals
Jesse?
is the answer to short-term rentals not working. Everybody's going midterm,
Yes,
so it makes sense.
exactly. And he's like an OG. He's been investing in midterm rentals for like 10 plus years before they were even called midterm rentals.
Mhm.
And so he's going to be talking about all about like how to find tenants, how to set up your property for success, all of
I
the
like it.
nitty gritty details. I know he also hosts a midterm rental summit or a conference every year. So
Okay.
he's really into that space. Hey, we have
Nice.
2 left.
2
Um,
left. Wow.
yes, I know. There's so many people, but I love it. It's so much value. And it's literally every single area that you'd want to hear about. There's something for you in here, whether you're experienced or you're a beginner. There's different sessions for different levels. So after Jesse, we have Wendy Papasan, and she's going to be talking more about mindset. So Wendy is Jay Papasan's wife. I know a lot of people have read his book, The One Thing. And so
Mhm.
she's going to be talking about like how to build a bigger business, a big business. I can't talk, and how to build an even bigger life. So how can you
Ooh.
make sure that you are taking care of you and your life goals and structuring your business so that it complements it and doesn't overtake it? It's going to be more of a mindset and goal setting session, which I think will be valuable for everybody across the board.
I will be tuning into that one as well myself.
Yes. And then lastly, Kathy Fecky, we talked about this in our first video, but she's going to be talking about basically economic trends and forecasts and how to win in this market. I love it because when I asked her for a headshot, she sent me a headshot of like her holding a crystal ball. And I'm
I
like,
love it.
that's perfect.
It's so
Because she's
good.
going to, I mean, no one has a crystal ball, but I think she's tuned in probably more than a lot of people I know on what's happening in the economy and what's happening with interest rates and supply and demand and how that relates to the average investor. So that is the summit. A lot of speakers, a lot of value, 2
Wow.
days, 8:30 to 3 p.m.
Folks, and you'll have a link below. It is free. Again, the agenda was there. You can go back and watch it, pick your ones. Sign up so you get the recordings. I think that is such a huge bonus. I got to tell you, I did not expect that. I expected something like, hey, it's free to attend, but if you want the recordings, it's $20 or whatever. So the
Hey,
fact
that's
that
a good
people register.
idea.
I'm just saying. But yeah,
No, it's free.
it's free. It's pretty good. So the last question for me is, from the moment you had the idea to put this on to the moment you had the full agenda and everybody committed, how much time was between the spark of idea to full agenda?
Ooh, it must have been so full agenda. I will say we have added a couple speakers in the last week, but the majority of the agenda, I would say about 1 to 2 months.
That is amazing. I was expecting 6 months. You were able to put
Yeah,
this
I
together
work
from,
fast.
I guess. I guess.
It's kind of like when I bought my first rental property. From the idea of buying a rental property to actually closing on that first deal was 12 weeks. So it was 3 months, very quick. So whenever I have an idea, I like to go all in. I like to do it to the best of my ability. I like to try to get the biggest and the best
You did it.
here. And so I feel like this is an awesome lineup touching
Yeah.
everything that people have asked me in DMs and podcasts and emails. And it's been really nice because I can just say, hey, we're going to have an entire session on that. And you get to ask experts
Yeah.
questions. So instead of asking me questions on creative financing, why don't you ask Pace Morby? It's
There
a
you go.
great opportunity for people to learn and be able to also ask people
Well,
who are
I can't,
much
I
smarter
can't
than
wait.
me.
I can't wait to see what you are. This is amazing. I can't wait to see what you do over the next 5 to 10 years. Because if this is how you start, it's going to be fun to watch where you take this. So, Sully, one more time, where can people find you?
Lattes and Lisa's on Instagram. And then if you want to come to this event, just click the link in the description and say that Michael Zuber sent to you, and that'll be it. That's as
There
simple
you go.
as it is.
Thank you so much. Take care.